While you were remodeling your backyard to make it more, zen-y, we were remodeling our merch store to make it more random. We've slapped our new logo on t-shirts, tie-dyes, hoodies, and hats, and all with premium printed labels. Look, I wasn't kidding. We have it because tags are like the junk mail of clothing. All merch is available exclusively at clubrandom.com. Once again, that's clubrandom.com. Make a decision your wallet will love with CarShield. It's basically protection for when your car decides to ruin your day. They cover repairs plus 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, even rental cars. And you can pick your shop. ASE certified mechanics nationwide. No drama, plans are month to month, low deductibles, so you're not panicking when the mechanic hands you the bill. Right now, CarShield is offering our listeners 20% off with the code RANDOM at carshield.com. When you should be dead.
Well, they 70s, 80s, 90s, I suppose.
All those decades.
Yeah.
Oh.
Club Random.
Do you know a guy? I hear you. No.
Well, I wouldn't start now.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Club Random.
Billy,
Hi.
rock royalty in the house. Rock and roll royalty. You look the same. You look like
Just about.
an East London badass. You look like you're ready to kick some ass. You do. And I'm sure you could. Yeah?
These boots.
You and your droogies.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
That movie?
Yeah.
That must have affected you.
Yeah, Clockwork Orange, yeah.
Because it was like something you could relate to, no?
Yeah, but it's kind of fantastic.
Yeah. What year was that?
69, I think.
No, I think early 70s.
Oh.
I think more like 72. I mean, are you a fan of all Kubrick's movies?
A lot of them, yes, yeah.
You know.
I wish he'd done that Napoleon movie. I've got the script.
He was supposed to?
Yeah. He was going to do that, I think after 2001, and then they did this film Waterloo, and it did terrible business. It was great, though. Rod Steiger as Napoleon and
I saw it.
Christopher. Yeah, it's a great movie, but it did terrible business.
That was a TV movie.
It was, well,
it was like
it was Russian.
What they used to call a mini-series.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and I forget who the...
Sergei Bondarchuk was the director.
Oh, I don't know that, but the other star was not Maximilian Schell. I forget. He was kind of a big actor at the time. I think British, and he had it went over time. You know, like the movie went over, and they didn't have him, and they had to shoot like parts of it. You could see it if you watch it, like long shots. It's just his voice. He's not on camera. You shoot a long shot, him in the shadows, but it's amazing. They could actually, not the whole movie, but enough of it where the guy isn't even in the scene.
Wow.
Actors have done it when they hate the other actor they're working with. I can't stand to be in the same room with this guy.
So I'll just act without anybody. Be like Brando and Rod Steiger in the back of the cab, where Brando left before Rod Steiger did his...
Is that right?
Yeah, he went to a psychiatrist or something, so Rod Steiger had to act his bits without Brando being there.
On the waterfront?
Yeah, the Charlie was you, Charlie,
But you see them together in a two-shot, don't you?
Yeah, but, when he did his lines, Rod Steiger did his lines, Brando wasn't there. So
I see. Who's close-up is just...
Yeah, it's his close-up,
talking to a piece of cardboard. Well, Brando famously used to, write the lines, his lines, on the other actor's head.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine?
I should do that with Steve Stevens if I don't know the lyrics. Steve, can I just put them on your forehead?
I never understand
I've got a teleprompter.
You have to, but you didn't always.
No, only recently,
But I mean, I never understand how you musicians could remember so many. I mean, if you're doing a show that has 25 songs in it, how do you remember all those lyrics? And
Yeah, it's just from doing them a lot, really. And then, but it's really handy having the teleprompter if we want to do a song we haven't done for ages. It means I can read the lyrics if I don't know it so well anymore, you know. But in majority of things, I can remember them, you know.
I remember seeing Sinatra at the end, and
Yeah, I was lucky. I saw him in the 80s, yeah.
that was,
Actually, we went to...
that was near the end.
yeah, we went to... I was friends with Sam Kinison,
Whoa.
and we went to do a show with him where, you know, because he always did Wild Thing, he had his rock band. So...
Oh, he fancied himself a rock star.
yeah, well, he played louder than anybody else's guitar. Even.
He was one of the few comedians who did sort of get into that rock star vibe. I mean, Eddie Murphy did it for a minute, Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
There have been a few who like almost like a rock star, you know, like there's the kind of excitement that music
Yeah, we kind of came to do this show with him, and then he had these two twins. He ended up marrying one of them. So and he was doing Wild Thing, and I got in between these two girls that he always had dressed up as Las Vegas showgirls, and I was just kind of playing around because it's not my song, you know. But he got upset and he punched my guitarist. My guitarist was on the stage, and he punched. So we said, "That's it. Fuck, we're not going for the second." This was the early show. We were going to do the second one. So we said, "We're not. Fuck it. Let's." We even tried to leave Vegas, and then we couldn't leave because it wasn't a plane. So on the way back, we were staying at the Sands, you know. So on the way back, I saw, whoa, Frank Sinatra's playing. Oh, we've got us. So we saw Frank Sinatra instead of doing the show with Sam. But it was fantastic because I wouldn't have seen Frank Sinatra otherwise. And he was fantastic. I mean, you didn't notice his voice was a bit ragged or anything when he was, you know. And it was kind of fantastic. He had this. His son was, you know, directing the...
That's what I saw. The son was the director of the orchestra, and Frank would humiliate him. He did
Like at one point, he was getting sweaty, and he went to take his own handkerchief out of his pocket, and then thought better of it, took his son's and mopped his brow and put it back. He was always doing... It was like... stuff like that all the way through. It was fantastic. It was really funny. It was great.
Okay, I saw him in 1995 at Radio City Music Hall. I took my mother. My parents were from New Jersey and saw Frank Sinatra perform when he was starting out.
Wow.
Yeah, like in a little late 30s. It was
Wow.
like 1939. In a place called the Rustic Cabin is the first place he sang at. So it was very sentimental for my mother. And my father had just died. So it was just like, you know, there was a lot of emotion in that room. And Frank took it all away. No, I'm kidding. I mean, he just was such a dick. He was a dick to his son. He was drunk. He had 7 large print teleprompters all around him. I mean, you couldn't miss it. I could have sang those songs. And yet, when he was singing a song that he hadn't sung for 50 fucking years, he still couldn't get through it. He tried to do Mac the Knife. You know Mac the Knife, okay, which is Bobby Darin's song.
Yeah, a ton of lyrics.
And he had done it on one of his later albums. I have it. I liked it. I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan, you know, for the music. Not the early music, but not the early crooner shit, but like when he gets 50s, it's got to be swing, that whole, you know, fly me to the moon. That record is great. Because Frank was either like super depressed, he was polar, right? Maybe not officially, but like he was either super depressed, caught at a 3.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Now in the place,
my favorite song.
save a gardener left me. I'm going to kill myself right now, because without love, who gives a shit? And what are you looking at, you fucking punk? Or fly me to the moon. Everything's groovy up here in space. You know? Everything's cool in 1958 if you're white. You know, that was there was no middle ground, but it's all great. But he did. I mean, I just could not forget how he was mean to his kid. So all the artistry, you know, and like I forgive him for he couldn't get through Mac the Knife. It wasn't his song. He had like started it 3 times, you know. Oh, the shark bites. And then he would blame the kid for this fucking kid. He must, it's not the kid, Frank. You know, you're drunk and 80. So, you know, you musicians, you just live in a completely different universe than normal people. You do. Even among show business. There's an excitement that music gets to in people.
Yes, true.
That just is, nothing else is quite like it in the arts. And its effect on people, which allows the musicians themselves to live in a bubble, very often an information bubble. They very often don't know what's going on and don't need to. They have all sorts of people. I mean, you must have lived a life that is, I mean, you're obviously survived it, but
Somehow,
you know,
yes.
you know, come on. When you were king shit on the charts, I mean, you must have, you know, had that certainly thrown at you.
Yeah, it was very wild. I mean, I was sort of watching Yungblud. You know, it reminds me of me
He was here.
when, yeah, I know. You know,
Loved him.
When he's breaking through. I remember what that was like.
Yes.
You know, it's pretty incredible.
You could have been named Yungblud. He could have been Billy Idol.
Yeah,
No, really. Have
I
you
remember what that
talked
was
to him?
like. It was really incredible. It was an incredible time. And so watching him a little bit, I remember.
Do you know him? Have you talked to him?
I sang with him. I did White Wedding with him on his, in his Yungblud. He's got that festival he puts on, the Yungblud Festival, Bloodfest. So I sang with him. We did White Wedding together.
8 minutes. Right? The song?
Well,
My version is.
yeah, the dance version. Yeah, so it's a long version. Yeah, there's
And it's still too short.
great.
It's such a great record.
Great.
Oh, so many of yours are. I always wanted to ask you, you did Mony, which
Yeah.
was like even a little before my time. Like I started listening to music in 1968. I was 12. I think Mony was 66 or something.
Yeah, it's kind of.
So it was like a song I would occasionally hear because they would, you know, on the radio I listened to in the late 60s was the top 20 they kept playing. They played the #1 song every hour on the hour. Like once an hour you heard if you were #1, which is pretty amazing. And then the rest of it was the other songs in the top 20. But every once in a while, they'd be like, here's a golden oldie. And it would be like from last year. You know, to kids, that's like 1,000 years ago. Way back. And that was one of the songs. Here she come down, say, Mony. And you killed it. I mean, the original was good, but it was, I mean, Tommy James has done better. But it was a good pop record, but it was a little bubblegum. And your version was...
Amped it up a bit, yeah.
Yeah. And what do we imagine the song means, Mony, Billy Idol? What does Mony mean to you?
Well, I know how the song was written, so I know it's that building in New York that has Mony on. They were looking at that.
What building?
There's a building in New York, the Mony building. It has Mony, Money Building or Mony. They were looking at that when they were writing the song, so they were looking for a title. And they were trying to think sort of the girl's name, and then they kind of looked at that, the top of the building, right? And said, "What about Mony?" And then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed. I'm not like this is an interview, but I got high, as I'm doing with you, with Billy Joel in Boca last year, and I was complimenting on his great lyrics and stuff, but also mentioning that lyrics in pop music, they don't have to be good. It's better if they are, but you can get away with Mony. You can just do it, you know. And if it doesn't make sense to people, well, are you dancing? Then shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what that song was really all about. It's about that. It's actually a drum loop. The original song was a drum loop because I was always thinking, why is it so? What is it about it that makes you, want to move or something? And then
because she's coming down.
when we did
Here she
our
come
version,
down, Mony.
yeah,
Here she
we did
come
our
down.
version.
Shotgun turnaround.
Yeah,
I mean, that doesn't say it all.
yeah. But it's a drum loop. So we did it with a real drummer though. We didn't because they just took a 4-bar loop, and that's why it doesn't stop. The original record doesn't stop.
But Tommy James is, to me, a very unheralded
yeah,
pop star.
really,
This is-
he had massive hits.
massive hits and good ones. I
Yeah,
mean,
really good.
some of them that are not as well known to the public. I mean, people know I Think We're Alone Now,
Yeah,
which is a great record, just a great pop record. And
Yeah.
redone in the 80s, a massive hit for Debbie Gibson? Somebody.
yeah. It was what's her name?
Somebody. What's her name? What's her name was good.
So that she did all those. She was kind of did all those malls. She opened up all those malls. I don't.
Well,
That's how she.
I'm not sure that's what you want to be remembered as,
I think she had a number one with one of Tommy James' songs. But then same time, Joan Jett did Crimson and Clover, and I did Mony. So there's this kind of Tommy James
Crimson
revival.
and Clover.
It's fantastic.
But again, what does it mean? So have you ever thought about it? Crimson and Clover?
Really, I think it's a psychedelic.
But
A bit of a psychedelic kind of
to this day,
rolling in Clover, I suppose.
to this day, I would say, I mean, I have some sexy music in my iPod. I use the old iPod. I feel like it's suited to my needs. I have some sexy time music. But if you really want to get panties wet, and I know you do, just the opening note of Crimson and Clover. Just put the
That's true. That would do it.
do. Just, I mean, it's
That's true.
It's
really
the sexiest thing. It's the sexiest thing on record.
That's
I think.
true.
I mean,
Yeah, they are.
just that. And then oh, you come walking over. But again, I'm a-waiting to show her Crimson and Clover. You're anticipating it. What are you going to show her? This is awesome. We're going to get to really know you. Crimson and Clover. Okay, but it's just a sound collage.
Yeah.
It
sounds good. That's a
and
big
then
factor,
the-
right? Lyrics. If they sing good.
Also, one of the first records to put that shaky reverb.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, and then the end, which just goes in. He was great with just an electric guitar. He's one of the few guys who, he just sounded like a kid in the neighborhood who you could hear from your bedroom window, who got a little amp and a little fucking electric guitar and was just doing it. And no frills. And he just had a way, that song, all of his songs, he understood sound, it's a sound medium.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the Beatles songs are, to me, just same thing, like very forgettable lyrics, but it just sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, Paperback Writer just sounds great. It's like like a bass lead almost,
Yeah.
I mean, Hello, Goodbye. It just
Yeah,
sounds
John
great.
Lennon always said it's Day Tripper again or something, or Ticket to Ride. He said, he's always, he said that Paul's just ripped me off again, So,
He said what?
well, because the the riff in Paperback Writer, it's very similar to something like Ticket to Ride, the boom, ding, ding, boom, ding, ding. He said his Paul's just taken my Ticket to Ride, and that's what.
I gotta listen. I never heard that story.
He doesn't mean it like he just means he's replying to my song with a similar thing, because they're always replying to each other's songs.
You think?
Well, John Lennon does Money on one album, and then
Yeah.
next minute Paul McCartney does Can't Buy Me Love, So he's kind of answering. They're always answering each other.
Of course, Money was a cover,
Yeah. But still, you know, he's saying money's what I want, and then Paul McCartney does, but it can't buy me love, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a really interesting thesis. I never heard that. So we track everything now, right? Steps, sleep, calories, water, but mental health? Nah. We're like, nah, I'll just take a nap and hope for the best. Yeah, great strategy. What could go wrong with that? Well, maybe it's time to work on a solution, and that solution may be Rula. Turns out, talking to someone who knows what they're doing is slightly more effective than arguing with yourself in the shower. The annoying part was always getting in. Endless wait lists, insurance mysteries. Well, that ends with Rula. They take most major insurance. Sessions average around $15, which is basically the cost of a sad lunch. And they match you with a licensed therapist who actually fits you. You answer a few questions, pick a time, and you could be talking to someone the next day. Simple, like it should have been 20 years ago. Thousands of guys have already used Rula to finally get the care they needed. Don't keep putting it off. Go to Rula.com/random and get started today. That's RULA.com/random. Take the first step, get connected, and take control of your mental health. You ever notice how your car only breaks down at the worst possible moment? Never on a relaxing Sunday. No, it's always on the day you're late, annoyed with traffic, and your dashboard decides to light up like a Christmas tree. Well, now you're out a couple $100 minimum. That's why it's time to check out Car Shield. It's basically protection for when your car decides to ruin your day. They cover repairs plus 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, even rental cars. And you can pick your shop. ASE certified mechanics nationwide. No drama. Plans are month to month, low deductibles, so you're not panicking when the mechanic hands you the bill. They've been doing this for over 20 years, cover millions of vehicles, and people actually like them, which is, in the car repair world, suspiciously impressive. Make a decision your wallet will love with Car Shield. Right now, Car Shield is offering our listeners 20% off with the code RANDOM at carshield.com. Visit carshield.com to lock in your 2026 protection today and protect yourself from expensive car repairs. Again, go to carshield.com and use code RANDOM for 20% off. But I'm gonna re-listen to all.
And it kind of goes on into even John Lennon's solo stuff, where in one of those songs on the last album, that Double Fantasy, he sings about things are getting better and better, and you can't tell us that he's not thinking about
the song
getting better. On Sgt. Pepper's and stuff like that.
What song is that on Double Fantasy?
Woman? I don't know if it's Beautiful Boy or
Beautiful Boy.
It's one of those songs where he says, and it's getting better and better, and you kind of go, there has to be a retort.
One of my all-time favorite just single records is Starting Over.
Yeah, it's great.
The one that was on the charts when he was killed.
Yeah.
The lead single off that album that he made. Hadn't made an album in 5 years. I mean, it's got the Phil Spector, Phil Spector genius on it. I mean, okay, you shouldn't shoot your dates in the head. We know that, okay? We're not forgiving that. But that doesn't take away from the sound of that record. Yeah. That record never shot anybody, okay? That record is just a great record. Our life together is so special. The way it just builds, and the backing vocals, it's almost like a 50s.
It's like Elvis, a bit of an Elvis touch to it.
But it showed that John Lennon still could do it on his own.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he certainly did not do it as much as McCartney, by far. First of all, he was just he died, okay? He only had 10 years. But even that 10 years, from 70 to 80, when they were their first decade, when the group was split up, right? Yeah. I mean, McCartney probably had, 10 hits on the charts or more, my love does it good memory. You know, like not always like genius, but like reliable pop hits.
Yeah.
Listen to What the Man Said, silly love songs, never one of my favorites, but giant hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he just did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And kept doing it in the 80s and the 90s. I mean, he's Band on the Run. I mean, that was just that one album. Just that one album.
Yeah, that's what brought everybody's faith in Paul McCartney back again when he did Band on the Run.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, a lot of people were slagging him off and everything with Ram or the first McCartney, and I like that a lot.
First McCartney
I like the first McCartney.
Maybe I'm amazed on it.
It's fantastic.
I mean, that's, even if it was just that song.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, yeah, I mean, was there other stuff? You know, it's funny. There's a song on that first one, Every Night.
Yeah, I like that. I like Every Night.
I just want to wake up. And then, but the chorus, do, 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 do. Every time I hear it, I think, wow, that's You Never Give Me Your Money.
Yeah, You Never Give Me Your Money.
It does sound that one part of it is almost a direct.
Yeah.
Because my ear goes right to do, 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 your money. Okay, so we busted him on that. Other than that, he's the Mozart of our day. But, you know, other than that. Yeah, but John Lennon, he was obviously doing other things and taking care of issues bigger than music.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see that right before he went, he still had the capacity on his own without Paul McCartney, because I think that was an issue that did hang over his head. Can I do it without the guy who we all kind of know is just even more gifted as far as this, like, being prolific and being, he's just a musical prodigy on a level that I think even John Lennon is not on. But John Lennon could still, I mean, he certainly was the spirit of the Beatles when they started.
Yeah.
And he still, on his own, wrote so many great records. But I do think he worried when they split up, like, oh, wow, if I don't have this guy, because this guy, I can go in there with, like, because he wasn't, you know, even by his own admission, he could be quite lazy.
Yeah.
So he could go in there with something that was good but not great. It's like, this guy I picked up when I was 15, he is some sort of fucking player. And he's gonna bring this one up to band standards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he did worry. And by the way, sometimes the stuff John Lennon did put out in the 70s, Mind Games, not a great album.
Yeah.
Not really up to band standards. And I'm wondering if, well, I'm sure the collaboration would always been better on both ends. But it was just great to see that at that final moment, he could make a record like Starting Over, which is as much as a favorite of mine as any Beatles record.
Right.
It's just a great record.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Woman and stuff. There's
Woman, yes, another classic.
It's a great song.
But I wouldn't have wanted to see him singing in Vegas when he was,
No.
you know, I mean, there's some good things about dying young and leaving a pretty corpse, you know. You sort of have the best of both worlds. Like, you're a guy who should have died.
Yeah,
Isn't that the name of your documentary?
Dead, yes.
What is it called?
Billy Idol Should Be Dead.
Billy Idol Should Be Dead. So when you were bouncing titles around, was there ever a moment where, Phil, you had an idea, something about Billy Idol, big star? No, we're going to go with the Dead. Okay. Tom, run that by me again, that thing you thought of a couple of days ago. No, so what is the closest that you ever came to being dead? Look at me acting like a real host.
A few times, yeah.
Like what?
Well, we kind of went back to England in triumph with the album Rebel Yell. I'd done
Rebel
that
Yell.
And
the biggest of that. I would think that was the biggest of that year.
I was going to do it on Top of the Pops in England, you know, kind of returning to England. I've had this big record in America.
Conquering Hero.
It kind of coming back to...
Yes.
So a load of friends of us met us at the airport, and they had a bunch of heroin on them. So, of course, somehow everybody else in the room passed out except for me and the other guy, you know, who was chopping the lines out. So we kept doing lines, and then...
doing lines of heroin, snorting it, you
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I don't know how. Everyone else had passed out, but me and him didn't.
So you were not shooting it?
No, we just snorted it.
You never shot it?
A few times, but I didn't like that idea of it. My mother was a nurse. I think something about that kind of
So there we learned something. You
told
did
me.
not shoot heroin, you snorted it.
Yeah.
Pussy, go ahead.
Yeah, no, because I'm glad I did that because, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I kind of, eventually we did pass out. And then when other people in the room came too, I was going blue, you know. So
I don't know.
they put me in a bath.
Blue, you said?
They walked me about on the...
Wait, go back to blue. Why do you would go blue on heroin?
Well, if you're dying, yeah, you go...
Oh, if you're dying.
you go start turning blue.
Why?
Yeah.
But why would it kill you? Oh, I guess I shouldn't ask that question. I know it does. I just don't know how.
Yeah, no, nor do I. I suppose it just overwhelms your system.
Right.
And I suppose it stops you breathing or something, yeah.
Yeah, you know, look, I'm not an advocate for heroin by any means, but
I survived.
it is important to note that there are very rare, but there are people who, actually did it in a managed way. William S. Burroughs, I believe, was doing it at 80.
Wow.
Like, you know, some people just have I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. Don't try it at home, kids. Because I've also heard that somebody once described doing heroin the first time as the best orgasm you ever had times 1,000.
Well, it is really great. It's just the worst thing is it's getting off
We'll
it.
be right back.
It's just getting off it is terrible. And that's what stops me going back to doing it, is the thought of getting off it. It's so terrible.
Help a pot smoker who has done every drug but heroin. Like when I was in college, I was a dealer. I mean, there's no other word for it. Like I sold drugs to other people, you know, and we were at the lowest level, me and my partner. We have a partner. We're like Abbott and Costello, except Abbott and Costello had no specific business, and yet they described each other as my partner. Whatever. In my case, I had a partner, and we would sell on the lowest level, like, you know, the ounce of pot, whatever our dealer had, like the guy above us, like the guy who bought like 5 pounds of pot, and then he would sell it to his low-level dealers, but, you know, 1 pound, and we would sell ounces. So whatever he had, speed was very big at the time and very good. Cocaine, opium, LSD, or whatever, it probably wasn't really LSD, but whatever he had, we would sell to other college kids, allegedly. Heroin, I never did it. So every drug I ever have done or would talk about, I relate to as good or bad pot. That's like my benchmark. Like, ask me about any drug, and I say, oh, yeah, I did that drug, and it was just like, it was like pot, but I was more low-key, or, you know, it was like pot, but much sloppier, or it was like pot, but whatever, hornier, whatever. Heroin, I don't know. So
It's not like pot.
It's not. It's not like pot at all. No? So what is it then? What is it? Why is it so good? And where can I get some? No, why is it so good? I don't get it. What kind of feeling?
Well, in my case, it knocks me out. You know, I kind of like that because I'm quite sort of active, or I'm quite so I quite like something putting me to sleep, you know.
Well, that's a really expensive, dangerous sleeping pill. I mean, if that's all it must do something more than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
people do nod out, right?
No, yeah.
Why? What is that? That's because you're so relaxed, or you want to be, when you're nodded out, are you like still in your head having a good time?
Yeah, you're having some sort of like almost like a dreams, but you know, you don't actually dream. I don't know if you feel like you're dreaming something, you know.
I remember buying something, I think it was here in LA, but it might not have. I've been on the road a lot my whole life, so it could have been somewhere. And it was like a thrift store. I feel like some sort of like no, it was definitely not Macy's. And I was at the cash register making this transaction, and the person behind the cash register just, it was just like power off, and just right there
just nod
in the
out.
middle of a cash transaction.
Yeah, people usually nodded out. They'd be about to scratch themselves, and then their hand would be in the air because they'd passed out. Things like
Are you
that.
fucking with me?
No,
Really?
no, they'd be like that because they're going to itch themselves, and then
Because it makes you itch?
it makes you itchy,
That's really funny. It makes you itch, but then you're too fucked up to
So you
scratch.
scratch, you're going to scratch, and then you passed out as you go.
That should be the
But it's
name.
awful getting off it. And Boy George actually said,
He was here. I love him. He's so
he
funny.
said it's like a skeleton that's trying to get out of your body. That's how he described coming off heroin. I've got to say, that's what it feels like.
A skeleton.
Like your skeleton's trying to get out of your body.
Wow.
That's how uncomfortable it is. It's horrible.
Right. And John Lennon, speaking of him, Cold Turkey.
Yeah. I
Remember
bought
the
that.
record?
I bought that record, yeah.
What?
I bought Cold Turkey.
You bought it. You can
Yeah.
remember that.
Oh, yeah, of course I bought the Plastic Ono Band records.
What'd you think of the song?
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
I
was
didn't.
going in that direction. I thought it was interesting.
It's not a good song.
Oh.
It's just not a good song.
I kind of liked the moaning, and I just liked, I suppose I liked the fact he was branching out a bit. I liked his first solo album. I thought was incredible.
Plastic Ono Band, yeah. Oh, with
It was
God.
kind of incredible.
God is a concept by which we measure our pain.
Hey, yeah, I was trying to understand that.
Well, that's a pretty awesome, deep pop lyric,
Yeah.
right? God is a concept by which we measure our pain. I wish he wrote more like that.
Yeah.
He was kind of lazy. Because, the song, I'm sure you do, of course, Across the Universe?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the poetry in that song is sublime.
Yeah.
Shining on me like a million
Suns.
suns, they shine across whatever it is. I'm not remembering it right now, but all the way through, it's so poetic. The wind inside a letterbox.
Yeah. Right.
And he just didn't write like that enough. I mean, there's stuff that's like not certainly typical, like I Am the Walrus, but it's just gobbledygook. What the fuck?
Well, he deliberately wrote that as gobbled.
I know, but
it's... He said Bob Dylan was getting away with doing that, and people were taking him. So he said, I want to confuse the critics as well. I want to confuse the fans to make them, what do you make of this?
Right.
It's kind of what he was. So he said
Right.
to his mate, Pete Shotton or something,
No,
let's write the most ridiculous song. And then he remembered that nursery rhyme that they learnt at school, the Dead Dog's Eye nursery rhyme. And he
I
went,
didn't know, but is that where yellow amount of custard
Yeah,
dripping
it
from a
comes from
dead
this.
dog's eye? Oh.
But then he also the ambulance or the police in those days. No, 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 no. I am he as you are. Because I
yeah.
think he heard a ambulance and he got the idea from the beginning.
Yeah, it does sound like an ambulance.
No, no, no. Yeah.
I mean, okay, bad example, because that's one of his awesomest songs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. And you're right, that does come through, that he is having you on, especially when he says, the walrus was Paul.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Later
Okay,
on,
there
yeah.
we get it, that you're here's another clue. Oh no, that's a Glass Onion. Yeah, the one. Here's it. Okay, so he's referring to Walrus on another song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's same idea, very cheeky, and but yes, he's deliberately doing that. But I wish he had written more songs like Across the Universe that were like, because he had that gift. He could do it.
Yeah.
And he settled for a lot of pop lyrics and, sort of easy stuff, I thought. I mean, Instant Karma, I liked it, but, somebody accused him once of writing Three Blind Mice over and over again. Three blind mice.
All you need is love is a bit the same
All
chords.
you need.
I think it's the same chords as.
And we all
Instant
shine
Karma.
on. But like, again, you musicians, you songwriters, how can you, there can't be anything new. There's been a zillion, gazillion songs. There's only so many notes, so many chords.
It's amazing people have got all these, that you can get more songs out of. As you say, there's only a few notes. There's only, you add some sharps and flats, but really there's only a few notes. It's the inflection you put on the notes that makes the tune or the song. So it's your personality working the note makes the.
What is your process?
Well,
Are you a craftsman, or are you a let the muse strike me?
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm a bit. Yes, I suppose I do sort of let the muse strike a little bit. I look for song titles. That helps a lot. To have a really good title helps, and and then sometimes you just sit with the guitar and just by playing around. Eventually, something makes you get an ooh feeling. As you're trying something, you get a kind
That's not the guitar.
You get a kind of, and you kind of know, oh, this is a good idea, or this is making me react in a good way, to my own ideas.
You ever notice how the older you get, the less patience you have for pretty much anything? Lines, traffic, people who say, circle back. I just want simple. If you feel the same, then you may like Lucy. It's 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free. No drama, no mess, just a pouch. And the breakers are kind of genius. There's the little capsule inside. You pop it in and get extra flavor and hydration like you just upgraded your day. There are several flavors, so you can keep it simple with mint, or if you're feeling fruity, try out mango or berry citrus. It's so convenient. You can use it while you drive, while you clean the house, or while you're drafting up your 13th email of the day. And Lucy makes it easy for you. Just set up a subscription so it shows up at your house like clockwork. Because remembering to buy things is exhausting. Lucy's the only pouch that gives you long-lasting flavor whenever you get the feel for needing it. Get 20% off your first order when you buy online with code CLUBRANDOM. And if you don't want to wait, just head to lucy.co/stores to find Lucy near you and grab it today. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age. Duh. And every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Answer me honestly. Did you ever write a song or just even be playing an instrument while getting blown?
I don't think so.
I bet you did.
That'd be a new. I should have done that.
I'm very disappointed you haven't.
No, I don't think I've done that. Wow, I can still do that though.
I only bring it up
Still
because
alive.
there was this book by this lady, I forget the name. It was like 25 years ago, 20, I don't know, something like that. And, it was one of those tell-all books about rock stars and stuff, and movie stars and famous people she'd fucked.
Right.
Needless to say, a bestseller. The title escapes me. But among the rock stars she talks about was George Harrison. Now, maybe this is not true. This is her version. I'm not endorsing it. I'm just saying her version was he played the ukulele while she was blowing him.
He probably did do that. He did play the ukulele.
I hope he did. That's bad enough you haven't. Don't take that away from me, too.
Still got things to achieve.
I mean, it could yield creativity.
It could.
It could. I think it needs exploring.
Let's explore it.
Let's put our best man on it.
I'm going to be writing more songs, so...
No, you've never been married, right?
No, I've avoided it.
Me too.
Somehow. And just as well, because I'd only be divorced a million times. So.
We are in a very exclusive club.
Wow.
Right? guys who have not gotten married, and I mean, I'm 70. I'm guessing you're.
Yeah, I'm 70.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're 56?
Pardon?
1956?
Yeah, 55, November.
No, I'm January 56. Wow.
Oh, John Lydon, John Rotten, same.
Oh, really?
He's January 56.
Our mothers were pregnant at the same time.
Yes.
What if we had got switched at birth? What if I sang White Wedding and you were like doing this and talking to the governor? It would be terrible. You'd be terrible at my job. I'd be terrible at yours.
Yeah, no, yes, I think I'm better.
I'm so glad our mothers. My mother was in England during the war. She's a nurse in World War II.
Yeah, my mum was a nurse. That's why she came to England. She's Irish, and she came to England to become a nurse.
You feel like that Irish heritage helps you with your poetic side because I'm Irish also.
I would think so, yeah. You know, my grandmother could play 14 instruments. Not that I can. I'm not that musical.
14 instruments?
She could write music and she could play, yeah. I mean, a lot of it was the piano, the accordion, the viola, she'd play a number of instruments. She could write music, I think. And although she wasn't doing much of that when I...
Did you grow up, were you poor when you grew up?
We were okay. I mean, Dad worked really hard, so...
What do you do?
He was a salesman, really. He started off selling typewriters, then he sold medical equipment.
In what town is this?
Well, we actually came to America. I lived in America when I was on Long Island when I was a child. We came to America, I was about 2.5, and we stayed for about 3 years.
But you kept the accent.
Well, my first accent was American.
Because you're around the father who talked like that, the parents who did.
Well, my first accent was American. My first memories are of Long Island and of having an American accent, and it was sneakers, not plimsolls, and
but you don't sound American.
No. Well, we went back to England.
Ice. No, you have a great accent because it's like a Cary Grant accent. It's not quite a British accent, but it has hints of it, and so it just strikes us all as just charming and.
I've tried to hold on to it because I do.
Oh, you should.
I do think it has a certain effect.
Oh, I bet you it's great with the ladies. Yes. Chicks love an accent.
Yeah.
That's how dumb they are, am I right? No, cut that out.
It's worth holding on to. I've deliberately tried to hold on to an element of my British accent.
It's all good. It's also good for the music. I mean, we here in America, of a certain age, like me, really, I came of age right with the British invasion.
Right.
A little, I mean, some of it happened before I was interested. I mean, in 1964, when the Beatles came here, that's really the beginning of it. I mean, I was 8. I was not interested in music. I was interested in baseball. But they were still together. And I mean, the first album I really listened to was Sgt. Pepper. Right. Even though it had been out a year. But it was still current, and we had it in the house. And, I mean, so, but, oh, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I fell in love with the Bill. I went back to around, late 62, we went back to England, you see, so I was right there when the Beatles kicked off, and so I wanted to buy...
Oh, right, the British invasion.
I wanted to buy From Me to You, but it was going down the charts, and I didn't have quite enough pocket money. So I've already believed in John and Paul already. I really believed in them already. I don't know why. You just believed in them. I just knew the next record would be great. It was She Loves You. I bought that 6 shillings and threepence halfpenny. That's what it cost.
Wait, so you were in England?
We went back in late 62,
You went back?
Yeah, we went back. My dad wanted to go back to England.
And then how long were you in England for?
About 25 years, I suppose, to 81.
25 years. Oh, that may explain the accent.
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay, I see.
But I was an American kid.
Oh, I see. Because I was going to say, From Me to You...
Give the ball to the American kid so we can cut him down. That's what they were shouting. Give the soccer ball to that American kid.
From Me to You is the third single. The first single was Love Me Do.
Love Me Do.
Which I've never liked. Didn't like it then, didn't like it now. It has the unmistakable, joy of the Beatles and how much joy they took in
I think the
making that
harmonica
music.
thing is great.
I don't never been a big fan of the harmonica.
It's just
I never, you
that
know.
that harmonica thing is
Well,
da 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 da. So it's
it's
great.
called a mouth organ, Bill.
But anyway, yeah,
It always makes me want to put an organ in my mouth. No, it's just I just never been a fan of that particular instrument, and also they wrote it when they were like 15. It's talk about childish lyrics. You know, love, love me do. I know I love you. Please be true, and that's okay as a historical artifact. I like it as that. Do I want to hear it? No. Okay, the next single was Please Please Me, which is still a great record.
It's fantastic.
So even between the first and the second, they made a record that I want to hear forever. Okay, so they were moving quickly. Third single is From Me to You, I think.
Yes.
Fourth single is She Loves You. Fifth one that broke America was I Want to Hold Your Hand. So we're talking about From Me to You, which is like, you know, again, a very respectable record of the early period. Not, again, a profound lyric. But, you know, we're talking about teenagers playing for teenagers.
Yeah.
You know, on that level. And it's still got their unmistakable joie de vivre.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, if you had the choice of playing either From Me to You or A Day in the Life,
But yeah, of course. I mean, that's what's so fantastic.
Wouldn't you
about the
play A
Beatles
Day in the Life three times in a row?
How they're able to morph into such, you know, change their music up so drastically and still take the audience with them, unlike the Beach Boys, where they kind of lost their audience.
Well, Albert Goldman, who wrote the John Lennon biography, took a lot of shit for it, but I happen to think he's an amazing writer. But he made the point that the Beatles always kept ahead of their audience.
Yeah, they did.
Which is kind of what you're getting at.
Yeah.
And the example he gave was the lead song on Revolver was Taxman. And he said, can you imagine a subject less interesting to teenagers than taxes? Which is such an awesome observation.
Yeah, I never
It's
think
like,
of that.
You know what, kids? We're talking about taxes now.
Yeah,
Me to
true.
you, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're just different. And you know what? You want to enjoy us? Get on. You catch up.
Yeah. And we did.
And we did. Yeah.
That's what was great. They kept, you just I believed in them. And they kept on so proving you right. That's what was fantastic. You know?
So you were in what city in 1963? No, 1963 when From Me to You came out?
Well, I was living in southern England, you know,
Okay.
Dorking, I suppose, for a year. We lived
Okay,
in...
so you were very, you know, you were in the country where it was happening.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they were in the north because that's Liverpool.
Yeah, but they'd come down to London.
They play everywhere.
They were living
I mean,
in London.
You look at that. I mean, they've, you know.
The London scene was taken off because the Stones were in London. There was Dave Clark 5. And then there's all those bands.
Well, 1963 is the year the Beatles went crazy,
in
crazy big, but only in England.
In England, yeah.
We didn't know who the fuck they were.
No.
I mean, they said Ed Sullivan saw them.
Yeah, they were coming back from Sweden or something.
Yes,
and
he saw the crowd at the airport.
And so who's this for? And they said, it's for this group, the Beatles, yeah.
Right.
And then he said, well, they're this popular, why don't we have them on my program? Well, I always wondered, how the hell did, the other three songs do nothing?
In
Me
America.
to You did nothing, Please
In
Baby
America.
did nothing. Yeah, She Loves You did nothing. And then
Correct.
suddenly, I Want to Hold Your Hand goes to number one. So suddenly
She Loves
Capitol
You
got
was,
behind it. I
They
suppose.
didn't have a record label. That's part of the reason. She Loves You was issued on
VJ or something.
Swan.
That's one, that's right, yeah.
Swan Records, which was, like a guy with a fax machine in his mother's basement. It was, nothing.
Yeah.
So, there was no press behind it.
No.
Now, very often what happened in America was a disc jockey would love a song and start playing it, and then the crowd would, the people in the audience would write in and say, oh, we love that. I mean, many singles like that have been broken that way. I think
Maybe it was Murray the K then. Murray the K in New York started playing I Want to Hold Your Hand, I suppose.
I don't know if that's how it happened or it was just the noise from overseas was
And finally,
getting
Capitol put money
deafening.
behind. Suppose they put money behind it.
Right.
Finally.
And Capitol Records, which EMI owned, at that point they were with EMI.
They must have told them you got to do it. The EMI
Yeah.
who owned Capitol must have told them, you've got to put money into this band. And then
But they always said they didn't want to go to America until they had a number one.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they did.
Yeah.
It's funny, they were in, I think, Paris when they heard.
Yeah.
Like, they came here, this is February, so they came here.
Yeah, they're playing the Olympia or something in Paris.
And not enjoying it. The only place in the world, it's so, it's so indicative of the French, the only place in the world that stuck their nose up at Beatlemania was France. Like, they were like, we don't know what this phenomenon is all about. They are talented, I suppose, but are they Charles Aznavour? I do not think so. And they had like a long engagement there. And it was like a disaster, and I'm sure they got laid. It was France, and they were the Beatles. But, I mean, for fuck's sake, like, they were just not like the crowds everywhere else in the world that went nuts. They just did not. But I think that's where they got the telegram, which we barely remember as a child, that, you have a number one in America. And they were like, oh, well, this is very handy since we're going to do Ed Sullivan, and must have been so much, it must be so much fun, like that upward climb when when your rocket gets shot to the moon.
Yeah, and it was really exciting for us in England seeing that happening because it really meant, oh man.
No, I mean for you.
If you can get into a band and it'll take you around the world.
But you had that experience, when the world is at your feet.
Yeah, I did.
And once you get that high, you're good. You're stamped for life. I mean, there'll always be people who want to keep up with you, because you meant a lot to that, especially it's usually that formative part of your life that you remember so fondly. I mean, everybody remembers the song they first got laid to.
Yeah, so yeah.
And for most people, it is White Wedding. And that's the interesting statistical part of that. It's just good.
Today
it says wedding in it. Chicks are they're gonna cream about that. Just hearing the word wedding is So what do you think about like the next decade? How old are you now?
Well, I'm 70.
70.
Yeah.
Right. So we're 70. Okay, we hung
make
on.
the most of the next 10 years.
We hung on pretty good. I think we both did.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are like almost unrecognizable. Like really, you know what I mean?
I know, it's shocking.
You're eminently recognizable.
It's a little scary when you see
You look exactly like Billy Idol. There's the hair, just everything. It's like instantly easy to able to say, oh, that's Billy Idol. Oh, is he a little older? Oh, hey, looks great. That's it. Me, I feel like I basically look like who I did. I mean, probably a little worse, but we're all worse for the wear. But 70 to 80, all I'm saying is AI, get on it.
Yeah, it's a little while getting to this stage in life, isn't it? Because, we're getting near. I don't know.
Especially when you do fun, childish things like we do.
Yeah,
it's just
daft.
It just becomes kind of weird then to not be young. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, we're the people that didn't grow up anyway. We
can't ride a motorcycle.
Yeah,
kind of
it's not like we worked in an office all our lives. Like we did weird, fun, not job-like things, and so we're supposed to be young, always, And then you're like, no, but you're not.
Yeah,
you know, how long can you like act young? I guess forever. I guess it's in your mind, right?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I hope that. I mean, I'm sort of lucky. I'm doing something I really like, so that I
Yeah.
think keeps you young because, you know, yeah, I'm doing something that I enjoy, and so.
And your
you look-
penis, is that healthy?
it seems to be all right. Yeah.
I hope that wasn't too personal a question.
It does seem to be all right.
Well, only because Sigmund Freud said, you know, there's only two things in life that determine whether you're happy or not, your career and your love life.
I see.
What? You never heard that?
No.
No.
And,
That or Freud? No.
no.
Well, you know what? I think don't sue me if he didn't say that. You know, I don't know. Maybe it was Rocky who said that. I don't know. But I think it was Freud who said that. And even if he didn't, I think it's true. Like, aren't they the two things that? I mean, it's either your career or your love life that determine whether you're happy. There's not. I mean. Do I feel better when I have something great to watch at night, like, you know, like on TV? Yeah, but that's not what like actually determines my happiness. My happiness is determined by my career and my love life. I'm pretty sure Freud did say that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's why I ask about your penis.
Well, it seems to be in good nick.
Well,
So,
that's awesome.
Always been rather proud of it. So, and it seems to have gone through whatever I put it through and come out the other side. So,
Right. How does heroin affect your dick?
yeah, it doesn't really make it work. Although you can fuck forever. If it is working, you can fuck forever. That's the thing.
What is it?
If it is working, you can fuck forever on it. That's the thing.
Is that right? Heroin, you say? And what brand would you recommend? No. Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't look away because, you know, the next landmark is 80, and 80 just seems like a crazy number.
Yeah.
But I thought 60 was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I would thought 70 would be, but it seems somehow sliding through. Yeah, but I don't know.
But,
Yeah,
you know,
I just wondered. So,
I mean,
some point it's got to get us. When
at some point it's got to get us.
I just don't like that idea, though.
Exactly. Let's put it this way. I think I hear the footsteps. I don't feel the breath on my neck yet.
Right, okay.
But I know
Great.
that's next. I know that's next because you don't really avoid any, you know, in life is a series of phases and, you know, passages. You don't avoid any of them.
I suppose not, no. It's going to happen, but yeah, I just got to try and put that day off as far.
Exactly. You just try to put that day off. So I assume you must, I can tell by looking at you, you must live healthy. People,
Yeah, I do.
You're going to see in people's faces.
Yeah, you can see what they're eating.
Absolutely.
I can see.
Yeah, at our age, you're on a very short leash of what you can get away with to that fucks with your health.
Yeah.
Sleep, drugs, liquor, whatever it is. You don't drink?
Not anymore, not really. I mean, I
that's
used
great.
to just have a glass of wine. If I was at a restaurant, I would have a couple of glasses of wine, but they kind of stopped me doing that, you know, a couple
Who's
of years
they?
ago. The doctor, you know,
Oh, the doctor.
sort of said, can you not do that even? So I went, oh, blimey, you know, like, come off it sort of thing. But I still, you know, I take, you know, pot pills and stuff like that, so I'm not.
You pop pills?
Yeah,
what?
pot.
Oh, pot?
Yeah, pot pills, you know.
Oh.
Instead of vaping, I stopped vaping a couple of years ago. So I used to vape all the time. And then I sort of realised, I
Was it
don't know
bad
why
for
I'm
your
vaping
voice?
all the time. I could just take these. Well, a little bit, yeah, but it was more, I realised I could take the pills, and I didn't. Once I was taking the pills, I sort of noticed that I didn't feel like vaping, so I carried on doing that. And so, yeah, it's a couple of years now, I haven't really vaped, so. But just take some at night and stuff like that, you know.
I took one today.
Yeah, or in the daytime, yes. 25,
And yet I still smoke, you know? It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be the skunk at the garden party, but I think I need to go up to heroin. Do you know a guy? I hear you. No.
Well, I wouldn't start now.
Oh, I wouldn't.
No, we've done. You're doing really well. Don't
Can you
ruin
imagine?
it.
Well,
So
actually,
it's-
you know,
yeah,
heroin
that's
can
the most scary thing, I think, when people start taking drugs and they're old. You know, that's the really, I don't know, I think that's really like, whoa, man. So I'm glad I did it when I was in my 20s or when I was a teenager and in my 20s. I'm glad I did it back then, not now, you know.
There was somebody.
You need energy to be a drug addict, and I don't have that kind of energy.
That's a great. You ought to write a song around that. No,
Okay.
really, that's a great idea, and it's so true because it's such a truism.
Yeah, to be a junkie, you need energy.
to be a drug addict.
Be a junkie,
you really
yeah.
do.
To stand on a corner and possibly get
Well,
beat.
sometimes to score,
Yeah.
yes, to get the drugs, to keep doing the drugs. You know, it's amazing what a great product drugs are because they have this diminishing set of returns. And mostly what they do is make you want to do more of the product, even though it's working less.
Yeah.
I mean, the classic one of this is cocaine.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He said knowingly. Why, you had a brief cocaine period?
Oh, yeah.
Did
well,
you?
once you're trying to get off heroin, what do you go to? You go to something else that... I started smoking crack to get off heroin, you know.
Did you really?
It worked. It worked.
There you have it, kids.
And I did.
Want to get off
It's
heroin?
probably the worst advert for...
Step up to crack. Do I
But
have
it
to-
worked. I got off there. I got
Do I
off
have
the
to
heroin.
spell it out for you little pricks?
It worked. This is
Kids.
years ago, but...
Don't do
Oh,
drugs,
dear.
kids. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times.
I'm glad I got away.
That's
got away
actually the
from
worst drug there is. The liquor.
it. In a way, yeah, because it's kind of nasty.
The legal, the legal one. But it does make things so much fun.
It was a little. I
Yeah.
liked taking drugs back then. I
But
enjoyed
also-
it. It took me a long time to put them in the rearview mirror, but at some point I realised you had to do that, or
I feel
Well,
what people
gonna-
who are not rock stars like us don't quite understand is that it's the combination of the drugs.
well, that's
that-
what I liked. I liked the.
Yeah,
I liked
the synergy.
the combination of
Yeah, the
a number of things, and
Yes.
you can't get that on with one thing on its own. It was really the
Yeah,
combination.
you got to
of
be a rock
the
star.
cocktail.
And that's the point. You got to be a rock
That's
star.
what I liked.
Okay. You got,
The cocktail I
this
was
is
on.
rock stars get this.
And you're just tippling.
Yes. 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 I used to always wonder, like, why, do so many rock stars who, you'd think they have everything, and they do. Like all the women want them, and the money, and the adulation, and the creativity, and the outlet, and blah, blah, blah. Why are they destroying themselves on drugs? Because the drugs they get access to are so good. That's what it is. When you're a rock star, everyone wants to court favor with you.
Yeah.
But
It was like that. Yeah, it's still like that.
I love your, yeah. I'm gonna put together a reel just
It's
of you
just me
going,
going, yeah.
to show how right I am about shit. Okay, yeah, Billy Idol, he goes, yeah.
Every time.
But that's what it is. It's like, yes, this will fuck up your life and your career and your erection and everything else, but these drugs are just so good. You just gave me the creme de la creme, because illicit drugs are just what it's a crapshoot. There's no standards. Whoever your dealer is. When I was a pot dealer, did anybody ever get a full ounce? No. I would get a pound, which is 16 ounces, and then split it evenly 17 ways. There's no control here. So we don't know what's in the drugs.
No.
They're going to cut it with whatever they want to make more. If you're given, I don't know, an ounce of Coke, okay, now you're going to sell it to hundreds of people, right? So you're going to split it into grams. It was sold by the grams, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, are you going to give them a pure gram if there's nobody to say, hey, what are you doing? No, you're going to cut it with baby laxative and whatever the fuck else anybody put in it. How I managed to survive my brief 2-year cocaine period, I don't know. It's such a bad drug.
Yeah.
How long were you on it?
I don't know, well, a few years in a way, because, on and off, like I was trying to get off drugs, and then I would have a sort of a,
Memory of how good they are.
yes, and then, but I never went back to heroin after a certain point. I
Good
sort
for
of
you.
definitely, I had a motorcycle accident. I was in, I was in hospital where I had one of those pain boxes, and it was like, I had a
Right.
12-minute lockout, because otherwise I would have. So I thought about that. I thought, when will you ever be on something? I was as high as a kite in that, with my leg all fucked up, but I was as high as a kite in that hospital room, and I just thought, well, when are you ever really going to have stuff like that? It's never as pure as that again, So
Right.
I really said to myself, that's it, man. You've also, look, you'd fucked your leg up,
Well,
This is, this is time to start. So I did start sort of trying to ease off. It took me a long time, though, to really get control of myself. And of course, the AA people say there's no control, and there probably isn't. But I think you have to sort of tell
how
yourself.
long would you say you've been really sober?
Well, not really. I mean, I'm California sober, aren't I? Because
Yeah.
I
Well, that's good
did
enough.
used to drink a little bit, and I do take, pot and stuff, pot pills and stuff. So,
How long was that?
well, I don't know. When did I? It's probably 20 years ago or something. I last did a line of blow.
So what period are we talking about? What years are we talking about that the documentary refers to when you should be dead?
Well, the 70s, 80s, 90s, I suppose.
All those decades.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, my. That is a lot of dying. I'll say
Dying
this.
to live, yeah.
If not that we need to give anybody any more reason not to do drugs, you just should not do drugs, kids. Take it from me. But one reason, a good reason not to do drugs is people who do a lot of drugs, when they then need a lot of drugs, like when they're in the hospital in
Yeah.
pain from
Yes,
an
true,
accident,
yes. Well, that's
you
what
can't pump up the volume enough because they have built such a tolerance having fun with the drugs.
Well, that's what the doctor said to me. He said, Mr. Broad, I've got to ask you something. I mean, the pain medication, you're drinking it in. That's what he said. I said, it's okay. I was a heroin addict. We're just worried that you won't get
Right.
off it when we need you to go. And I said, I will, and I did,
Oh, you did?
Well, that's the perfect place to come off it, is in hospital, because, I mean, there's a nurse changing the
Right.
sheets every hour. So if you're going to do it, that's the place to get off it. And
John Lennon quit cold turkey in the back of a limousine. You know that story?
no, I didn't know that.
No, they got a limousine, and I think they drove across the country.
Oh, I read about that, but I didn't know
where
that's
he
what
was
they were
getting
doing.
off heroin.
Oh, so that's what they were doing when they did that
Yeah.
3,000-mile journey.
Yeah.
They ended up.
It was like,
They
where
ended
can
up
we
here,
where can we do this where no one will know we're doing it except the limo driver? Because I'm assuming there was a lot of pull over, I have to throw up, right?
You just feel terrible.
But don't you
That'd be
throw up
so
a lot when you're
uncomfortable.
getting off heroin?
Well, I don't know about that. It's more like you're just whatever you can't get comfortable because you're just sweating. It's more that you're sweating and you
It's
just
like
feel
nausea.
your bones are hurting. Your whole body, everything's
Right.
hurting.
Like the
everything.
flu.
But like a terrible version of it, and it goes on forever because it
Like
goes
COVID.
on. Yeah, that's-
It goes on forever.
Goes on
I got it.
forever. Just it doesn't end. Even when it ends, it doesn't end. It's like you're still feeling, you're still jonesing somewhere. Somewhere you're jonesing for it. Even right now, somewhere
Well,
I'm jonesing.
you know what Charlie Parker said about it? He said they can take it out of your body, they can't take it out of your mind.
Right, that's the point. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make me want to do it though. That's the
No.
thing. 'Cause then the next thing I think about is getting off
that's
it, and
it,
that's so terrible that
But
it keeps me from doing
see,
it.
as much as we lament, and we certainly should, and have every right to lament being 70, there is also the great part of it, which is you're just smarter. So you don't do these stupid things you did when you were younger. And there's almost nothing as good as that.
Yeah, like doing all that stupid stuff was fun, yeah.
It was fun, but like when you think about the pain it put you through.
Well, exactly, yeah.
And then you're like, now, I mean, I don't, we have so little respect for the elderly in this country. It's just not our culture when it's like the culture of most of the rest of the world. Venerate the elders for obvious reasons. They've been here longer, they learned more. Like, shut the fuck up for a second and learn something from somebody who's been down the path before you. That eludes the geniuses that are Americans. But okay, in my personal life, it's just always a joy. It's just always a joy to come upon something where I go, oh, you know what? I've seen that before. And I saw how it fucked me before, and I'm just gonna sidestep it like Dick Van Dyke the year he didn't trip over the ottoman,
yes.
I'm
Wow.
just gonna miss that one. And it's not as good as being 35, perhaps, but in some ways it's better.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm obviously in the same boat.
Would you go back to 35 if you could?
Well, part of me would like to, of course. Big parts of me would like
Who's
to.
fucking who?
But there again, yeah, I'm glad I've got here and I'm in a fairly good state. I'm enjoying what I do and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I like the records I'm making and
Enjoy
enjoy the band I'm playing with.
Well,
it's fantastically good fun still. The songs don't get old. I don't know what it is. I would have thought by now. But they don't.
No.
They don't seem to get old.
Good songs
I don't get it.
I mentioned before I used the iPod. One reason I use the iPod as opposed to, like, I have, the Spotify and the, it's like their philosophy is sort of, here's music you like, here's some other stuff you might like. And it's like, okay, I want to be suggested to things, but basically, I've been listening since 1968. I have thousands of songs already. I know what I like. And what I like, the songs I like, are songs that would have been a hit in any decade. There's stuff by The Weeknd that's only a couple of years old that definitely would have been a hit in the 80s, the 70s. It sounds just like Michael Jackson,
well, yes,
the 90s, whatever.
Yes. Like
your stuff, like, it stands the test of time. It's like, it's not an 80s song, it's just a good song.
Yeah. That's what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
We weren't trying to do something for that decade. We were thinking, obviously we were thinking of the moment, but we were hoping that what we were doing was going to have, was going to resonate into the future, especially so you have a long career or something.
See, what Spotify can't do, or what's the other one?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm 70 as well.
I know you know this. It's so embarrassing to get stoned and not remember, like, basic words.
Well,
it's like, it's like forgetting the word
10.
for a hospital. You know that place you go when you're sick? Yeah. But you can suggest a playlist to them, and all they can do is, like, put it together by picking songs that kind of sound alike to the algorithm, that are kind of from the same period. Whereas I can put a song from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and today, put them all in a row on a playlist, and they're from totally different decades, but you understand why they all fit together. It's a certain sound.
Right.
Spotify can't do that.
No, I suppose not.
Pandora. That's what I was thinking.
That's it.
Pandora can't do it either. And that's why I'm firing them tomorrow. Well, I'm glad you're still at it. And your fans are. Do we have anything to plug before I set you back into the wild?
Well, apart from
we're here to plug. We're in show
I do
business.
have a documentary coming out.
Well, I have a list. I keep a list of things I want to see. This I want to see. You participated in it?
Yeah.
And you were happy to do that. So
yes,
you were like, let me tell my own story, as opposed to somebody else, right?
Well, yeah. Although it was kind of good. We got different people, like Tony James, my sort of Generation X partner kind of thing. He did a lot of the punk kind of years, and then it wasn't just me telling my story, which was kind of quite good in a way. You sort of got other people's.
That's how they all are.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You need.
It's difficult for me to tell my own story exactly. But,
well, you need both.
But it really
Did
helps.
You see the Beatles anthology?
Yeah, exactly. It's not just them.
Okay, it's them. John was not alive for it, but they use archival tapes and stuff. But it's them on camera. But then it's also Neil and Mal and the people around them and the publicist and the record company.
You need that sort of out of viewpoint in. That's what's kind of good about it, I think, is that you do get that, and at the same time, it's my crazy story.
It's something they only do for icons. And you are. Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers, Bill.
Club Random.
What?
You're sitting in the wrong thing and sort of signaling the wrong thing. I didn't want to.
Are you kidding? What, paranoid?
Club Random.